Hi St. Mark's. Last week I talked to you about plainsong chant, and this week I'd like to speak to you a little bit about a different form of chant called Anglican chant. Anglican chant developed during the English Reformation out of a plainsong chant tradition. And during the Reformation, our liturgy was switching from being almost exclusively in Latin to being almost exclusively in English. This didn't happen overnight. It took time to develop. It took time to reform the liturgy according to the ideals that were set forth during the English Reformation. And also it just takes time whenever a shift in liturgy happens for new music to be written to match those texts. One of the main problems that they had in the early days is that English and Latin are very different languages. English has Germanic roots. Latin, of course, is a Romance language. And the grammar and the pronunciation of these two languages are very, very different. So the English reformers developed a different form of chant to be used with English. This form of chant is used to chant psalms. It's used to chant canticles. Canticle is a piece of poetry from somewhere in the Bible other than the book of Psalms. So, for example, the Magnificat that we do at Evensong is from the Gospel according to Luke. Anglican chant also has many, many different tones, and there are also different lengths of tones. There are single chants, there are double chants, there are triple chants, and there are quadruple chants. So, in its simplest form, the single chant, there's one line of music for each verse of a psalm. So if there are 26 verses, you repeat that same line of music 26 times. A double chant means that there's one line of music for two verses. So 26 verses, you'd have 13 repetitions. Triple chant every three verses, quadruple chant every 4 verses. Anglican chant is often accompanied, but it may be sung a cappella, as you will hear in the example at the end of this video. And it's often sung antiphonally between sides of the choir. Often during the daily office, the choir can chant 50, 75 verses of psalms without even batting an eye. And so to sort of combat some choral fatigue, I guess, you learn to do this antiphonal thing and go back and forth between sides of the choir. The chant that you'll hear today is a single chant, and the text is Psalm 126, and the chant was composed by Edward Rimbault. I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you soon.
When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, then we were like those who dream. Then was our mouth filled with laughter, and our tongue with shouts of joy. Then they said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us, and we are glad indeed. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the watercourses of the Negev. Those who sowed with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying the seed, will come again with joy, shouldering their sheaves.